Hello, I'm Luke Hatfield. You join me and Lewis Cox. We're at the meadow, a very dark meadow, a very empty meadow. It's cold. It's just us left. It is very cold as well. It was Papa John's Trophy action tonight for Shrewsbury Town. It was a much changed Shrewsbury Town side, and they went and lost 4-1. Not ideal, and they are out of the trophy.
Yes, Papa John's action for the last time this season. 4-1 defeat to Lincoln City, which, maybe is no. What's the word? It's Lincoln are flying this season, so it's
no shame in losing to Lincoln.
Yeah, no shame in losing to Lincoln. But obviously the context of this competition tonight, 10 changes for Shrewsbury, total backup makeshift side. Steve Cottrell has named. He said there after the game, just wanted to get a look at his supporting cast. Really wanted to have a look at what he's got in reserve here, and he got his first chance to do that tonight. He did it against the Lincoln side, who are flying. Second in League One, real high on confidence, in a great place. You can see it. Lincoln made 6 changes themselves, a changed imp side, but had far too much for Shrewsbury. 4-1, probably reflective, maybe a little bit harsh, maybe, but they were just sort of ruthless. And they had far too much for the changed Shrewsbury side, as we say, and I don't think many, if any, of those did themselves any real favours. We spoke with the manager, and there's some words from him on our website. He's been quite strong about it all. Said, I think he's had his eyes opened. He said he was hopeful of more. He said tonight showed him where the squad is at that he inherited. He said that the performances tonight proved that he's been on the right track, and he's thinking for the team he's named in the league, which I thought was quite damning. Lot of players off it for various reasons. Obviously fitness, they haven't played games at all, so it is hard for them in that respect to come in from the total cold, and likes of Donald Love, who haven't played at all, Zamburek, you could go on. Back three that featured just one centre half. It wasn't going to be easy, but I think Steve Cottrell saw, probably learned a lot tonight. About the scale. He knew, I'm sure he knew about the scale of the job, but learned a lot about a lot of the big squad he inherited.
You touched on it there. It was a very disjointed performance from Shrewsbury Town. I think they didn't start great at all. Second half, they had a spell where they looked good, but then it all kind of fell apart. Was it to be expected, having made 10 changes? And as you said, you've got, as you said, one centre half in a back three, which are all meant to be central defenders. Was that kind of performance and result to be expected?
Yeah, I think he said, regardless of the competition, regardless of the result, if he had to do it again, he would. Even with the outcome, because he simply had to look at these players that haven't really been anywhere near the League 18 in many of the cases. So he really had to do it. But I think Lincoln were favourites tonight. If it was Lincoln's league side against Shrewsbury's league side, they'd be favourites. Obviously, we go to Sincilbank. I don't personally, because I'm away, unfortunately. But the Shropshire Star goes to Sincilbank next Tuesday night in League One, which is going to be interesting because they're flying. Obviously, Shrewsbury play at first place Hull on Saturday and second place Lincoln on Tuesday, so it doesn't get any easier. And Lincoln will be favourites there. They'd have been favourites tonight if it was first 11 v first 11. But even with the changes, certainly with Shrewsbury making 10 changes, under a new manager, when players coming in from the total cold, expected defeat. I think Cottrell said, they were a bit more ruthless. They were making blocks at the back that Shrewsbury weren't. I don't think Town defended at all well. We thought sort of Shiloh Tracy, who got Town's only goal, what proved consolation really, we thought he was quite sharp, didn't we? But I asked the manager about him, and he said there's a lot of things for him to work on really, but he said neither he nor Jason Cummings did anywhere near enough up front. He said he was disappointed with quite a few of them, to be honest, and expected more from all, if not all of them.
At the end of the day, look, the EFL Trophy, the Papa John's Trophy, is not the priority for Shrewsbury Town. The priority is, of course, league performances, and I suppose one good thing that comes from it, there are no injuries to any of the league players.
That helps.
And like you said, it's given him a chance to look at these players and then maybe start making judgments heading toward January.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. This is the knockout stage now. There are no group games left. He has no other chance to look at these players realistically, other than if there was a further injury crisis in the league and he had to use a few of them. Yeah, Scott Hyde, Josh Daniels started, Scott Goulbourne. You'll see those on the bench in the league, quite often Cummings. And they were the ones maybe that you thought, let's see a bit from you tonight. Let's see if those lads that have got on the bench in the league games can plant a seed, push for the 11 at Hull on Saturday. But I don't think any of them did that. Really, I don't think. I know fans wanted to see Donald Love given a chance, but he's not in the registered squad, and I don't think he was anywhere. It's hard to come in from the cold. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he was anywhere near it tonight. In the back three, Zamburek did okay, but likewise hasn't been anywhere near the league squad, and I don't think he will be. Ryan Barnett came off the bench. He hasn't been anywhere near the league squad. Tracy is an interesting one, isn't it? He brings that bit of different raw pace.
Yeah, he is quick.
Yeah, and he scored, and I think he's a top scorer now with 4 goals. I'm pretty certain. Obviously, none in the league, but going by what Cottrell's just said to me there about him, I don't think the manager was totally taken at all. Like I said, it was an important game tonight. The competition's not important in the grand scheme of things at all, given that they're 23rd and 5 points from safety. But it was important for the manager tonight to get a look at these players in a match environment, and I think it just confirmed his suspicions on the squad. I think it rubber stamped what he thought about what he was inheriting: a big squad. A big, some could say bloated big. Many have said it's unbalanced in parts. Obviously, there were still injuries to a few key players that hurt them, like a Leon Clark, a Pike up front, so that they are limited. But it really confirmed his, I don't say fears, because I think he went into the job open-eyed about the scale of the task, but it confirmed
his suspicions
about how much work lies ahead in the coming games. And then when it gets to January, you're right, it's massive, and there's going to be a big overhaul, I think, in terms of maybe some loans going back, some players being moved on. He's going to have to bring in a few. I think I'm steaming up here. I think there's going to be more than a handful coming in that he will need to get in as players he trusts, he knows, that can get Town out of trouble, because I think he confirmed his suspicions tonight that just where the squad is, which is what he said, which is quite damning, really, I think, and interesting given obviously what Sam Ricketts said in his statement yesterday about how how the squad fully fit can make the top half, which remains to be seen. But I don't think we'll see the squad fully fit, because I think Steve Cottrell is going to do a lot of work to it in January, which he'll have found out tonight on a chastening night, really, but one that the couple of hundred fans in here won't remember too fondly, I think, but one that was important to Cottrell. That's the bottom line. It was important to Cottrell to see these players and to know where he stands with them all, basically. Yeah.
So defeat on the night in the Papa John's Trophy. No more pizza games for Shrewsbury Town. Could be a busy month.
No pizza in the press box,
yeah, no pizza in the press box either. What's that about? Could be a busy month for Steve Cottrell in January. Until then, we've got some games to come. You know where to go for all your Shrewsbury Town news. Shropshirestart.com.